is a pleasure to be here. I was scheduled to give the speech last week, but something came up at the last minute, so I wasn't able to give the speech last week. Today I'm going to tell you about our 90th. If you notice, I'm wearing my 90-year button because this is Toastmasters' 90th year in existence. And also, I'm going to give you some highlights from the conference, our fall conference that was held a couple of weeks ago. And also, I will talk a little bit about our spring conference, 2015 spring conference. Larry, before you came here today, what was your perception of Toastmasters?
I really didn't have a lot. I knew about Toastmasters. Just I had a professor in college that mentioned he made it a part of his class that we had to get up and give speeches, and he said that anyone that didn't feel comfortable, that Toastmasters was a excellent opportunity to get better experience with that. So
That's great. That's part of it.
yeah.
In addition to feeling comfortable giving speeches, it also helped improve your leadership skills. Like Greg was up here today being the Toastmaster. He's getting experience in leadership, so he can take that back to his office and lead meetings, be a project leader. And those are two examples of what you can do and what you can gain from Toastmasters, increasing your communication and leadership skills. What, do you know the founder of Toastmaster, who it is?
I've heard his name before, but I don't know it offhand.
And that name is?
I don't know it offhand.
Ralph Smedley.
Oh.
Ralph Smedley.
I should have whispered
Yay,
it to
2
him.
points for Greg.
I'm a geek.
Ralph Smedley is from Illinois, and he started Toastmasters about 90 years ago. The reason he started Toastmasters is because when he was working for the YMCA, he noticed the young men could use some lessons in improving their speech and their communication skills. So he set out to teach the young men how to improve their communication skills. After high school, Ralph Smedley taught the students on the countryside, the green countryside. I can just imagine a hill that's really beautiful with flowers and beautiful green grass. He sat there and taught the students how to improve their communication skills. Ralph Smedley went on to college, and after college, he got a full-time job working at the YMCA. During that time, he started a Toastmasters group there. It was called the YMCA Toastmasters group, where he increased the size of the Toastmasters club there, got buy-in from the leadership of the organization, and that's where he started his first Toastmasters group. After a few years, Ralph Smedley left Illinois and moved to California. But after he moved to California, the club he left behind in Illinois died. In California, he started another Toastmasters club, and this particular club lasted longer. This club ended up developing into two clubs. Word of the club spread it like wildfire because everybody loved the idea of improving your communication, your leadership skills. The word even spread to Canada, which is how we became Toastmasters International. Ralph Smedley designed the training program for Toastmasters International, and we are still using that training program today, which leads me into my next discussion about our fall conference, which was really awesome. Our conference was held 2 weeks ago, and our keynote speaker was none other than Darren LaCroix. I was conference chair in 2012, fall of 2012. I tried to get Darren LaCroix to come be our keynote speaker. He is so busy, he's in such high demand, but he is the one who actually recommended Ed Tate to be our keynote speaker. That's how we got Ed Tate. And Ed was awesome also. Usually for our district conferences, we invite our international world champions to come back and teach us what they learned to get where they are. One of the things that Darren LaCroix said is to don't just be present, be present. So clear your mind of everything that might be going through, like, oh, I gotta make dinner today, I have to go shopping for the kids. Clear your mind of all of that and just be there for your audience. And you want, before you give your speech, you want to know what you want the audience to take away. So you're speaking with those things in mind. In addition to Darren, we had Ross McKay. Ross's name is spelled M-C-K-A-Y. Now that looks like McKay, and everybody will say McKay, like I just did. But his name is actually Ross Mackay, because he's from Canada. As a matter of fact, everybody pronounced his name incorrectly. And when I pronounced his name during the introductions for dinner, he gave me a hand clap because it's Ross Mackay. But one of the things he said also is to be present, know your audience, and give your audience something to eat on after you've left the conference. Another speaker we had was Paul Kiewit during the breakout section, and his session is the one I attended. Ross was talking about the asterisk. He said, take the asterisks and make them into something great. As a matter of fact, he told so many depressing stories that I was like, what is the point? I almost got up and walked out of the room. But his point was to take the negative and turn it into something good. Your defining moment is what he called it. He went on a long vacation, had this big, beautiful house with a river, you know, like a river runs through it. Beautiful property. His wife could ask for nothing more. But he left and went on a business trip to Paris, is what he did. When he came back, he noticed his house was all dark and empty. Walked in his house, some furniture was gone. His wife's jewelry drawer was empty. Opened the closet and her clothes was gone. On the Chester drawer, he found a note that said, I'm not happy, I'm leaving you. I want a divorce. So she left him, and he was devastated. He called his friend, and his friend told him, Ross, this is your defining moment. So that's what he did. He defined his moments. He did not act drastically right away. He took some time to think about what he was going to do for the rest of his life, and he just decided to enjoy himself. He traveled, he took up mountain climbing. The first mountain he tried to climb was Mount Ararat. Who's familiar with that mountain? Yes, is the mountain in the Bible where Noah's Ark landed. He climbed up the first level, and everybody kept going past him, going around him, and he stopped, tried to make a decision on whether or not he was going to continue. He didn't. He decided not to continue, so he went back down. Over the course of the next few years, he decided to lose some weight. He decided to take the weight off. So then he had more energy and he was in much better shape to climb that mountain. So he climbed 2 additional mountains. One mountain, I cannot think of the name, but our photographer, Paula Olja, climbed the same mountain. I'm going to give handouts, and that mountain will be included in my handouts. next week. That was Paul Kiewit, and he captured me because it was so boring, but then it turned out to be something great, and I stuck with it, which is the same idea you can transfer to Toastmasters. Sometimes the meetings might be boring, sometimes not, but just hang in there, and you are the person that helped to make it great. The conference was very good, and that brings us to the spring conference, which is going to be held in Jackson, Michigan, which is a little closer. So I'm hoping that everybody here attend the conference. The theme is storytelling. And if you're on Facebook, there's a blurb on there that I wrote about the spring conference. And Susan Frank, who's the chair, one of the conference chair, Jack Powell is the other conference chair, they're co-chairs. You can contact either one of them. Their contact information is on our Facebook page. It's D62 Toastmasters. As you can see, there's so much in Toastmaster, and I've been a Toastmaster 7 years, and I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. I've been area governor, I've been club president, and I've held all the officer positions. So I'm like filled with Toastmaster stuff. I've got so much Toastmaster information I could share with you, but I have to stop. All good things must come to an end. But I hope you got something out of it, like what the fall conference was about, and a little bit about our founder, Raph Smetley. As a matter of fact, Toastmasters International is encouraging all of the clubs to do something this year in celebration of our 90th year. And also our spring conference coming up May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Jackson, Michigan. Conference theme, storytelling. There are lots of positions available, so if you want to get involved, jump onto the website, sign up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Greg.
Appreciate that. Okay. It looks like you filled out your evaluation sheets. I filled out my evaluation on here. I don't know if we got one for you. I have 12:41. That clock's a little bit fast. So I'll give you, I know it's not a lot of time, I'll give you another 45 seconds to fill out an evaluation for Mary.